Aloha, kakahiaka. Welcome to day 4 of the 2023 Iolani Classic presented by Hawaii Pacific Health. We are in our second game of the day. The Kauai High Red Raiders versus the Kaimuki Bulldogs. We're going to listen to Maurice Mangiolino, AD at Iolani, give us a lowdown on the starting lineups.
Which features the Bulldogs of Kaimuki versus the Red Raiders of Kauai. Let's welcome our starters for today's contest. First, for the Bulldogs, number 1, Dason Lupika. Number 2, Jeremiah White. Number 5, Regan Fritz Pitiru. Number 33, Peter Alolo. And number 55, Harmon Seal. Your head coach for the Bulldogs, Braden Spinda. And now, for the Red Raiders of Hawaii. Number 2, Kamehameha Esteban. Number 5, Josh Rago. Number 10, Reese Jenkins. Number 14, Brian Brown. And number 21, Cameron Ho. Your head coach for the Red Raiders, Tipoff Yoshioka.
Thank you, Mr. Mangiolino. Appreciate it. Those are your starting lineups. Same starting lineups as previous couple of games. Looks like both teams coming off of losses yesterday. Kamehameha Bulldogs, tough one to the Kapalama Warriors, Kamehameha-Kapalama Warriors, and the Red Raiders dropped a matchup to Mid-Pacific Owls. So here they are, find themselves Thursday morning as the Bulldogs will start off with the ball. Red Raiders in man-to-man. Harmon Seal launches one early. Brown with the rebound, and here comes Rago. Quickly up court to Esteban. Jenkins, runner, baseline, gets it.
Nice to see Jenkins in control. We saw him yesterday. He had a lot of energy, but sometimes his feet were a little too happy.
White surveying, kicks it to Seal. Seal, back-to-back Jays. Nothing doing there. Rago, so quickly up court here. The HPU baseball commit, showing his athleticism.
And not to pick on Jenkins, because I think that was the case with a lot of Red Raiders. They're a little jumpy and out of control at times.
Bulldogs intend to sit in a extending their zone here. 8 to shoot for the Red Raiders. Brown will size it up. Back rim, can't get it. Holt corrals the rebound, but miscommunication with Rago. Holt was zigging and Rago was zagging, so creates a turnover, and it's an early 2-0 lead here for Red Raiders. Lupika up top. Fritz Batiri had 4 threes yesterday. Make it 5 for this morning. Picks up where he left off. Be careful with Koi. Got to be careful with that because he's unassuming. He doesn't look like much going to happen, and he lets it go. White strong to the hoop. Gets called for a charge. Remember, I said he gets called for a charge. I'm not sure he committed a charge.
Right. The key is the defender must establish legal guarding position. I don't know if that was the case.
Jenkins, left side. Brown looking to rotate. Coach Yoshioka imploring them to attack the gaps here against this zone. Jenkins, ball fake, nice move. And White will get tagged for his second foul. Am I mistaken here? Let me see here. Yeah. So White picks up his second early. That really hurts the Bulldogs as he is their leading scorer and senior captain. Holt, nice little soft short corner Jay, and we have an early timeout from Coach Graydon Espinda. He sees something he does not like. Looks like it'll be a 30.
Yeah, as you said, with White in early foul trouble and really early, 2 minutes and 12 seconds into it, as a coach, that's one of the worst things that can happen because you spend all morning game planning all night, and now this messes up your lineup, messes up your rotation, messes up your defense. It impacts the game in a lot of ways because you expect him to be in there.
Hey, I mean, especially this early, like, you understand, okay, we might get first half foul trouble, but not 2 minutes into the first quarter. Well,
you haven't even gone into your rotation yet. You haven't even made your first sub.
Yeah. Well, Mandui Pham comes into the replace White, so he gets called into action early. Sio up top. Bulldogs spreading out these Red Raiders here. And their motion. Lupika contested top of the key three. No goal, but gets fouled. Brian Brown. Brian Brown catches Lupika on his release, and he'll get 3. Converts the first 2. Lupika gets all 3.
Nice free throw shooter, nice rotation on all 3 shots.
Rago, southpaw lets it go.
You know, Rago, he's not concerned about his pitch count. He's not afraid to let
absolutely,
it fly.
absolutely, good call. Lupika gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in. And this is where, quickly up court here, Brown's attacking. He'll get up and in as well.
Beautiful
Great push by Esteban.
Yeah, beautiful 360. Stayed in control. And nice balance on his lift.
This is where Lupika kind of needs to step up. He and White are a nice senior tandem here for the Bulldogs. And you know, when you get one guy to go down early, you got to pick up the slack. Pham, he can hit that. Nothing doing. And Jenkins controls. Speaking of early fouls, Esteban for the Red Raiders yesterday fouled out actually in the 3rd quarter. That really put them in a bad spot. So what happens when your senior point guards go to the bench early? It affects you here. Fouls on Lupika, so his first.
That was a tough call on him too. Looked like could have been a moving screen.
See strong drive there by Jenkins, and Esteban will inbound. Quick one. Holt tries to sneak one through, doesn't get it, but there's Rago on the spot. Josh Rago ties this game up. 8 apiece. Brown with pressure. Pham's out of control. And a foul call on Brian Brown. That'll be his second.
Another tough call. Looked like he was trying to avoid contact. Pham looked like he was out of control.
Totally agree, but Luis Fuentes does not. Pham forces the issue. Jenkins gives it right back. Lupika considers it, acts on it, gets it. Deep three by Lupika. Harmon Seal trying to figure out how to avoid a travel. He gets called for it.
Impressed so far with Lupika's shooting. Nice arch on his ball, nice rotation.
Jenkins strong, take down the lane, can't get it to go. Challenged by Fritz Bitiru. Lolo into the game for the Bulldogs. Red Raiders extending their pressure. 15 to shoot for the Bulldogs. It's a nice little matchup, Esteban and Lupika, two senior guards. Lupika's in trouble with 5 to shoot. Tries to sneak one behind the back. Esteban saves it. At the buzzer, Fritz Bitiru.
Wow.
Fritz Bitiru. Second three of the game for Fritz Bitiru. Rego, errant pass out of bounds. That's not, boy, he did everything right in that possession defensively and sometimes in life.
Well, nice job by Fritz Bitiru. You know, the shot clock's going down, but he didn't just fling it up there. He squared nicely, got off a nice release, and it went in.
Myrie picks Fam's pocket. Fam compounds it, trying to get it back. That'll be his first. It's the team's fourth. Next foul on the Bulldogs will put the Red Raiders in the 2-shot bonus. High entry pass, nice give and go here by Esteban and Ho. Textbook action by the Red Raiders.
Well executed.
Somebody loses track of Jocelyn. He'll drive baseline and get a hanging kiss off the glass for Cole Jocelyn. Post entry, hold hole, nice kick. Esteban not ready for it. Gets all the way down the lane. He gets a tap on the hand and he'll get 2. As Fritz Bitiru reaches in. It's his first foul.
Second nice move to the basket in a row for Esteban. You know, he's got quickness. If he can find lanes and penetrate and attack the basket like that, get to the line, you know, that'll add a lot to his game. The quickness is there. He's got that explosive first step.
Bulldogs got to shore up that middle as Esteban back-to-back gets a stroll down Main Street. Converts both times. Makes 1 of 2. Shrugs his shoulders as he gets the shot. He didn't really want to leave that short.
He didn't get any legs under that. It was all wrist.
Harmon Seal flings one in there. A little too hot for Jocelyn to handle. Red Raiders will get the ball back. Down 5 here. 1.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Loose pass by Brian Brown. Easy conversion by Lupika, and that's a veteran play there. The guard baited the cross-court pass. Easy conversion for pick 6, pick 2, however you want to call it. Bitiru's got 3 steals already today. Just under a minute left. Bulldogs up 7. Into Seal, patient, losing that big body of his. That is a beautiful textbook. Balanced move by Harmon Seal. So Isaac Myrie, deep 3. Bulldogs barely get it over. what we got here.
Kaimuki number 55,
Harmon Seal gets his second foul. Excuse me, it's his first. Team 6, but after 5, it really doesn't matter nowadays.
That's one when they look at the film, Seal's going to want back because, I mean, he was in position to get that rebound. That ball was all his. He let it drop. And a Kauai player picks it up, and then he compounds it by committing a foul. That should have been a rebound and put back for Seal all the way.
Esteban goes 1 for 2 again. Lead still at 5 for the Bulldogs with 10 to shoot in the quarter. Upika, 6 on the clock. Still way out top. Looks like he's going to take it himself. Loses it on the way to the hoop, and that'll do it for the first quarter. Taps his chest and said, my bad, I lost control there. Kamehameha leads this early matchup, 20 to 15. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Hawaii Pacific Health, anchoring our sponsorship of the 2023 Iolani Classic. But where does everybody stay? They stay at the good old Twin Fin on the beach in Waikiki. Check it out. We're back for quarter 2 here in the day 4 of the Iolani Classic. Bulldogs are sitting on a 5-point lead here to start the second. Holt quickly inside. Seal gets away with a reach there. Quickly up court to Fritz Bitiru, and he'll convert.
Great look, 3/4 court pass, perfectly timed. Caught it in stride, easy layup.
Jenkins steps into a 3, short. Upika eats up that board. Bulldogs will get in their 1-4 set here. I think this is Genobi Paul, number 52. He's listed as 50, but I believe they had a jersey switch, so that's Genobi Paul. Oh my heavens! Apologies. Difficult to separate the fan from the announcer, but Isaac Myrie picks up his first foul. We'll leave it at that. Jeremiah White back in the game, was put on ice early in the first quarter with 2 quick fouls. So he's back in, trying to warm things up. Bulldogs will set 15 on the clock. White quickly in the seal as it gets a good look up over Holt, can't convert. This is Christian Vito in the corner. Holt gets it. Kicks it out to Myrie. Going one way, other guy going the other.
Yeah, that seems to happen often with Kauai. They're just not quite in sync.
The intent is there as a right pass.
Yeah.
Poor execution, right? Holt's given up quite a few LBs to Harmon Seal, so something to keep an eye on. See if he can use his length to negate some of Seal's girth. Jenkins travels and turns it over to the Bulldogs.
There's that happy feed that I was talking about in the first period. You know, his brain is moving so fast, but you know, his body's not quite in sync and not catching up to the brain. He shuffled his feet. That's a travel.
You know, unforced errors, right? Turnovers. I mean, that's such a difference maker in this game. If you can limit those, you really give yourself a chance. Jenkins riding Maulolo, so Jenkins will get called for a foul.
Now, that's the other great thing about this tournament is not just the opportunity, experience of playing these top elite teams, but watching them. And when you watch those national ranked teams, I mean, they're fast and they're quick, but they're in control. You know, I mean, they're able to play at a speed without all these turnovers.
Yep. Right on cue, another turnover. Esteban gets one from Pham, hard off the glass, but Rego right there to clean up the business. Easy put back for Rego. Again, using as athleticism to get up court, support his lead dribbler in open court there. Pham up top, goes right down the middle. Runner doesn't quite get it. Seal, big rebound, can't get it. White up the top and puts it in. The Bulldogs putting pressure on his defensive rebounding of the Red Raiders. Christian Vito will launch a three. Seal another rebound. White, long two, no good. Streaking hold hole, great body control, puts it away. Nice dime from Jenkins.
Yeah, and White had to be careful, you know, already saddled with 2 fouls. He didn't want to commit his third, not even midway through the second period.
Good call. Sometimes you just gotta eat those points and live to fight another possession. So much more important on the court than on the bench with 3. It's worth more than 2, right?
Yes.
Dangerous pass by Fritz Maturu. Pham in pressure here. We had 10 to shoot. Maulolo, tough contested 3, gets bailed out on a light whistle. And there he is. He gets his 3rd foul. Excuse me. It's early. Apologies. That's Kalike Esteban with his 1st of the game. As Maulolo go to the line and convert. Classic. Barkley Gilman for the Red Raiders checks in and forgot to tuck his shirt in. And coaches do it all, folks. It ain't just X's and O's. Shoelaces and shirt tails. Yeah. Strong take by Lupica. And again, Lupica, senior leadership here, carrying this Bulldog team early. Maulolo puts down Vito's attempt. Here comes Jocelyn in the open court. Lupica, dangerous pass to White, considers. Lupica attacks the middle. It's been open all morning and converts again. Lupica is heating up. And Coach Yoshioka's seen enough. He's going to burn a timeout here as the Bulldogs have stretched their lead to 10. So halfway through the second quarter, Bulldogs open up a 29-19 lead here. Strong play by their senior guard, Dason Lupica.
Well, especially with White in foul trouble, they needed somebody to step up, and he has in a big way. I mean, he's been shooting from outside, he's penetrating, getting to the rim, showing, like you said, a lot of senior leadership there.
He's got at least 12, and looks like he's not going to slow down here, so we'll see last time out there, Coach Yoshioka. Strongly suggesting to his Red Raiders that they not allow the ball down the middle of the paint. Too much dribble penetration there. Rego up top. Red Raiders taking their time. Kind of what you want to see out of a timeout. Vito, 12 to shoot. Nice dime into Myrie. White gets called for a reach and foul, and again, we're going to see here, it is, in fact, Jeremiah White with his 3rd foul. And, you know, at some point, it gets a little frustrating as a staff, right? Just a bad habit of poking in there. I mean, he's trying to make a play, but you got to know the situation here.
And as you mentioned, nice baseline drive and dish by Christian Vito.
As he looks in and gets guidance from a relative, giving him why you got to reach, just play it. You know, coaches aren't just on the bench, folks, right? It's coaches all over the place. Maui converts the second, cuts the lead to 8. More importantly for the Red Raiders, they get White back on the bench with 2 fouls. So here's Malolo, doesn't look too comfortable with it, but he'll escape the pressure. There's Pham against Gilman up top. Maui blitzes it, creates a turnover here, and there's Gilman gets on the floor. Looks like it's going to be a jump ball, and the Bulldogs lucky to keep possession here. Heady play by Maui to put pressure on Pham with his head down, dribbling. Blitzed it. Armancio back in for the Bulldogs. Somebody's uncovered under the hoop. They didn't see it. They get an easy layup there.
Oh my goodness.
Malolo.
Too easy.
Too easy. 10-point lead for the Bulldogs. Gilman, hard to the hoop, beautiful scooping. Reverse layup. Barkley Gilman.
We saw this yesterday from Gilman. He came off the bench, gave him a big spark. Offensively, defensively, he's got a lot of energy.
Red Raiders, that energy is extending to the rest of his teammates because Red Raiders really putting the pressure on the Bulldogs here, making them stress out in the first half of this shot clock. Got 12 to shoot. Seal thinks about shooting from Kaimuki High School. Doesn't get it. Lupica step back, 5 to shoot. Malolo's got to do something. Esteban pokes it free. Maui recovers and gives it right back to Lupica, who convert.
What is that, like 4 or 5 steals now for Lupica? I mean, he's got great presence.
He has answered the call for sure. Gilman, again, strong to the hoop. Great first step. He is deceiving.
Yeah. I tell you what, he's a guy that when he gets in there, he wants to make the most of his minutes.
Seal, great cut. Can't convert the pass by Fritz Batiru. Here comes Esteban in a hurry. Gilman, set shot. Left corner, no. Holt hole. Big board, great take. Can't get it to fall. Gilman fighting for it. Lupica will come out of the soup with it. Minute 20 left here in the half. Bulldogs still have a 10-point lead, but feels like the tenor of the game has changed a little bit.
Again, look at that energy by Gilman. On-ball pressure at half court. I mean,
help side by Holt, loses track of Seal, who can't convert. And here come the Red Raiders. Rego, streaking to the hoop, just gets it poked away by Lupica. Great outlet pass to Seal.
Oh my goodness.
And it looks like we're gonna have a physics experiment here. As Maui draws a charge, and that's no normal charge you're drawing there. That is 6'4", 3 bills coming at you with intention. Credit Maui for standing in there and taking the tag. That's Seal's second. He'll sit for the rest of the half. Rego coming alive here.
Beautiful shot.
Clutch 3 there. Cuts the lead to 7. And they get the ball back. Gilman, jump stop. Esteban tries to get it up. Contact, no call. And a reach foul late by Holt Hole. Trying to stop the streaking Lupica. It'll be his first, and it'll be the Red Raiders' 4th. Again, Bulldogs, 29 seconds left in the half. Shot clock is off. They have 7-point lead. Coach Espinda wants them to take a 3. See if that, take the last shot. We'll see if that happens, and Shinobi Paul gets called for steps. Again, just as a coach, you just want to get out of this half and have a clean possession. They can't quite do it. So the Red Raiders will have a chance with 15 left. Rego left wing. Cross-court pass. Brown can't handle it, and now it flips over to Coach Yoshioka and staff. Can someone in the gym please close out this quarter? Lupika says, I'll do it. I got 6 seconds left on the clock. Pressure by Esteban, he's in trouble. This is gonna be an ugly exchange here. It's a desperation 3 after the clock, so. Looks like nobody wanted to close out that quarter.
But, you know, give Esteban credit, you know, playing through the whistle. I mean, he only had a few seconds left, but he wasn't just going to give Lupika a freebie.
That's how that goes sometimes, right? Defense, you lose track, you don't know how much time. You think there's enough, you let up, and the guy has an extra second to get a shot off. So that's where we're at after 2 quarters of play. Kaimuki Bulldogs have a 7-point lead on the Red Raiders of Kauai as we lead into halftime here. We'll be right back here after word from our gang at the Twin Fin.
Here's the dream. Never stop doing what you love. The choices you make now can keep the dream alive tomorrow. So you can live your life your way. We're here to help with a personalized approach to a healthier you. This is me. Hawaii Pacific Health.
Hey, Rox, come on, look. The neighbors are up to something.
Probably taking out the trash.
No, they got guys roaming all around the place.
Maybe they're aliens from another planet.
Maybe they're getting rid of bugs and termites or something.
So what's so strange?
Well, our guys don't do that.
Maybe we don't have the right guys.
Hi, I'm Ian.
And I'm Joe.
And we're Pest Tech Hawaii. We have the latest termite and pest control technology. Let our guys be your guys. We're Pest Tech Hawaii.
Welcome back. We're at the midway point of game 2, day 4 of the 2023 Iolani Classic presented by Hawaii Pacific Health. As the Red Raider, the Raider Wahine team here. They're here all day. It's fantastic. They're in their half-court contest. We already had one of these sweet Nike bags that only the players get. And one of the girls won one earlier. Coach Eddie Maruyama said, first one to make a half-court shot gets a bag. So these girls are. Oh! Is that Keiki McGee there? Keiki gets it. Oh, we got another one. Just like Dad there, Keiki. It's great energy down here. These girls help fill up a rather empty gym this early. I'd like to invite you all to plan your day, come on down. Full slate of games here. On day 4, this is semi-final day. as action and intensity are ramping up. After this, in your noon matchup, you can catch Kamehameha-Kapalama versus the Mililani Trojans. Solid game. Two teams should be near the top of their respective leagues. Follow that up with Moanalua versus Mid-Pacific. And then we slide into our afternoon and evening session with the Masters Academy from Florida, Orlando area. They'll be matching out with a tough Vashon Wolverine squad from St. Louis, Missouri. Dropped a close one last night to Oak Ridge Pioneers, who are looking pretty strong here. Then at 5 o'clock, the host, Iolani Raiders. They'll take on Pace Academy out of Georgia. The Knights themselves dropping a nail biter to Christ the King, so they get the host Iolani Raiders in the what will be the 5th place bracket, I guess. And then we have our semifinals. 6:30, the DeMatha
Stags.
Thank you. Versus the Oak Ridge Pioneers. So that'll be the first semifinal at 6:30, and then at 8 o'clock to wrap things up. Which looks going to be like a great game. Is a Christ the King versus St. John Bosco. Christ the King out of New York City. St. John out of the greater Los Angeles area. So cross-continental battle there. Earlier this morning, we had our first game between the St. Louis Crusaders and the Kamehameha-Maui Kaua. The Crusaders over doubling up the Kaua, 50-24. A balanced win for them. They'll find themselves, the Crusaders that is, facing off against Moanalua tomorrow at 1:30. Whereas Kamehameha-Maui will find themselves against the Mililani Trojans at noon. And to start the day off, tomorrow we'll have the Mid-Pacific Owls versus Kaimuki, followed at 10:30 by Kamehameha-Kapalama and Kauai. So all the local teams getting to kind of mix and match here while remaining apart and avoiding interleague play just before their seasons start. Well, West second half here. Bulldogs, Red Raiders. Not the prettiest of first halves, but Red Raiders able to keep it close and not let the Bulldogs get out ahead of them.
You know what? I mean, you're right. It was definitely not the cleanest first half, but I see a slight improvement in Kauai from when they played Iolani, host Iolani on Monday till now. They've actually cleaned up a little bit and are getting a little better sense of ball movement and staying in control and squaring up to the basket and not just running around the Kauai chickens without their head. But so, you know, that's the thing about this tournament is when you play good competition day after day, you may not notice it right away, but you are getting better, and it does make you better, and that's the whole purpose, like you said, of this tournament. Right? Make everybody, all these Hawaii teams, make them better.
Certainly one of the original visions of founder Glenn Young, Coach Young, class of 59 here. It's my father's classmate. Quarterback and point guard way back when. Longtime football coach and basketball coach here.
Everything. He was
everything.
He was a computer guy, but nobody knew what computers were.
We didn't know, right, exactly. Man, if you should have told us what IBM stock were back then, man. But Coach Young, certainly you're speaking towards what he was looking to get out of this. It was first and foremost exposure for the local players to sort of the bigger, faster, sometimes higher level hoops to hopefully elevate the state, not just the state of play, but also coaching and even officiating.
I was going to say, you know, talk about a man of many talents and varied experiences. I mean, we mentioned his coaching football, basketball, running the computer program here. He was the top white hat official in the OIA football for many years back in the 80s and early 90s. He had a lettuce farm in Manoa Valley. He had a part interest in a baseball card memorabilia store in Manoa Marketplace. Nike, the first Nike rep in Hawaii for basketball. I mean, this guy, I don't know how he did it, but there's only 24 hours in a day.
Yeah. All are raising.
Yes, 4 kids.
4 kids, you know. 20 rascal twins who I grew up with. Just kidding, boys. Anyway, great to see that this thing's still alive and well and thriving. And, you know, in honor of, you know, Coach Young, I know he'd be smiling all ear to ear to seeing what this tournament has grown into. We're back underway here. No blood so far as the Raiders go into a weave action against a sort of a matchup zone here. Lupika challenges Ray, goes 3, gets a piece of something. It could be leather, it could be skin, we're not sure. Nonetheless, Ray will get 3 free ones. As Lupika is still trying to figure out, wait, what? It's his second foul.
Not a bad idea because Rigo has a nice shot, but he's not the quickest release in the world. So Lupika saw an opportunity there where I could get to this.
That's a good point. It is a slow release. It's effective.
Oh, once it's released, he puts a nice arch on the ball, good rotation.
Rego goes 2 for 3. He'll cut the lead to 5 here early in the third. Here's Jeremiah White here having a stop and start game so far. Hard to the hoop. And he'll get a trip to the line, hold late to rotate over to challenge White. And White got there in a hurry.
Speaking of nice release and arch and rotation, did you play in that game where Kai Machida hit like 9 3-pointers or something?
I did.
Yeah.
How the hell do you think he got open?
But that must have been something to watch. I was living on the mainland that year, so I missed it. But I would have loved to. If somebody has video of that, I mean,
we got it somewhere. We got it somewhere. John Tamanaha, Dean Shimamoto, they'll find it. Rego, deep corner, nothing doing. Holt hole, cleaning up the mess. And there we have it. Great way to start the half there for the Red Raiders, who've cut the lead to 4. White, deep 3, long. Esteban, rebound. Kicks it. Jenkins looks, draws. Brown, no. Brown still probing. Jump stop, pump fake, drops it to Holt hole. Gets his ball back, can't get it. Rego on Holt hole. Go, Gadget Arms. Finally get it to go. And the lead is 2.
Wow.
See you. Brown thinking about it. Do I just keep going? Yes, I do. No look pass, and he gets lucky as Fritz Petiru can't quite get a hold of it. That was a dangerous pass.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a hezzy or he was just indecisive.
He got all the way into the guts of the defense and then decided to fling it to the 3, and now he gets tagged with a cheap reach around foul. Looks like that's Brown's 3rd, and he'll have a seat as Isaac Miri comes in. So White here, curious to see if he forces the issue here. He's been watching most of this game with foul trouble, so kind of difficult to play as a player when you're stopping and starting all the time. Strong take against Jenkins, and he'll take a trip to the line. So that's one way to do it and get yourself going.
It is, and like you said, that's a great point about the flow, because, you know, when you come out of the game, he only played 2 minutes and 12 seconds, and he had to come out, sit a long time on the bench. When he came back in, you could see he didn't seem like he was in any kind of flow. He was coming in cold off the bench. It affected his play.
Yeah, not to mention on the defensive end, you're a little hesitant and tentative, and you're not sure what's what. So that carries over through on both ends of the court as White converts both. Looks like he's got his mojo waking up here. Esteban presses the
Great
issue.
drive.
Smart, knowing that White is in foul trouble, goes right at him.
He's got that explosive first step. He saw the lane and attacked it. Great job.
Lead is just 2 here for the Bulldogs. 2 minutes gone in the third. Jenkins not backing off of White here. Nice perimeter pressure. White's just going to keep it going. And Fuentes is going to give us, you never really know. He's got to wait. Okay, it's a foul on Jenkins. He stands in disbelief. He's not the only one probably wondering what's going on here, but White quickly here in the third.
Wow, another steal.
White's got 6 quick ones. Lupica, he and Esteban dancing. Esteban double dribbles, but gets away with it, and now White picks up his 4th foul, which is just the raw deal for White here. I mean, he just can't catch a break. He opened up so strong to start the quarter with 6 points. And Coach Suspinda's just going to say, you know what, I'm going to let him play, and Esteban's going to challenge it. And there goes Jeremiah White. Yeah, Louis is going to give it to somebody else. So, things never get old with Luis Fuentes. He's just a little veteran status there. It's White escapes with it, but I think Esteban recognizes this, and Coach Espinda goes into a zone here. Nice spin by Myrie. So he's hiding White in the back there with 4 fouls. Will surely be coming out of the next whistle. White with the rebound as Rego can't convert. White's like, well, I'm coming out. I'm going all the way. Beautiful push. Maulolo, finish. Nice dime by White.
It was. Wow.
Rego elevating. Rego's sneaky.
He is.
He had a nice dunk yesterday, too.
He's listed at 6'2", but he's got
Long arms,
obviously great
hops.
strength.
Ginobili, Paul sneaks one up in traffic. Esteban recognizes the situation. White backs off, kicks it out to Rego for a 3, doesn't get it. White with the rebound. So the Bulldogs, Lupica, pull up 3. Can't get it, Rego rebound, pushes it the other way. Kicks it out to Myrie. There's no slowing down here. Myrie strong to the hoop. Miri, excuse me. Lead is 5. Sort of a frenetic couple of minutes here as we started quietly, and White launches from 30. Short. Rego gets a head of steam here. And goes right to the rim.
Very aggressive coast to coast. Great finish.
Sometimes you're just like, why not? If they're not going to stop me, I'm just going to keep going until somebody does.
Yep.
Lead is 3 here for the Bulldogs. Lupica, strong shake move. Loses Esteban. Red Raiders can't hold it. And Coach Espinda saying, no, I'm leaving White in. And you know, in these kind of situations, This might be a situation where, yeah, you want to test your senior guard. Like, no, you got to play with foul trouble because we need you out here. As he backs down. He backs down Kanaloa Yasutake into the game for the Red Raiders, his first appearance for the day. And now we're at bonus. So these quick fouls here now put the Bulldogs with 2 shots for every foul the rest of the way. And White looks to build on his momentum he's created here in this third quarter. Gets the first. White 6 for 7 from the line in the quarter. He's got 9 points total. 9 of his 11, and just in the first half of this quarter, builds the lead back to 5. Yasutake explores the middle, back to Rego. Vito. And out of joint there, tries to dive it in there, it's crowded. Sio anticipates, can't quite come up with it. And the Red Raiders will hold on to it, 14 on the clock. Mary kicks it out to Rego, deep 3, top of the key, in and out. Holton Hole keeps it high, puts it down. Red Raiders trying to get over the hump and even this game up. Bulldogs lead is 3. Jocelyn, left side. Upika, cross court, Pham, open 3, short. Holton Hole corrals it. Rego again, pushing the issue. Mary, deep 3.
Oh my goodness.
Misses everything. Vito, great hustle. And Mary would like to have that back as you're trying to come back and tie this game up. Quality of shots matter.
Exactly. That was a little out of his range. Looked like a 26-footer. And he had room in front of him. Could have made that an easier shot.
Nice thing about it, doesn't shake his head, hang his head. Coaches aren't barking at him. They just go back and get it back. So,
yeah, he definitely was open. Good look, but a little too deep.
White double teamed in the short corner, tries to shake out of it. Pham collects it. 12 to shoot. Pham corner, got it.
There it is.
Mandui Pham, second 3 of the game. Lead back to 6. Under a minute left. Lupika, guess what?
Amazing.
Another steal. Great save from out of bounds. White to Pham. Can't convert it. Rego all over him. No call here. Action the other way.
Oh.
Mary can't get that to fall. 40 seconds left in the quarter. Finally. A merciful whistle. We couldn't have kept that pace up much more as Christian Vito with an ill-advised, unnecessary reach from behind. Will slow things down, but more importantly, he gives Jason Lupika 2 free ones. Allows him to catch his breath and build on this Bulldog 6-point lead.
Yeah, Lupika. He didn't really have good numbers. It was 1 on 4, but he was on a mission to get to that rim, and he did.
Lupika converts the first.
But what about that steal? I mean, that's got to be his
And the
7th.
save.
Yes. Great anticipation on defense, body control.
Doesn't get the second. Shot clock and game clock, 0.2 of a second apart. So, although the way things have been going, I'm not sure we're going to get to that point as both teams have been having trouble closing out shot clocks here. Red Raiders spread things out. Esteban gets things going a little early. Mary doing a weave. Mary doesn't worry about the shot clock. Gets it rejected by Lupika. Esteban shakes free, goes to the rack and is fouled. Protects himself as Harmon Seal gives him a dap and say, "You all right, little fella?" Esteban smirks and says, "Man, I'm glad I survived that collision." Strong take by Esteban earns him 2 free ones with just 6 seconds left in the quarter.
It was. We talked about his explosive first step and a nice crossover dribble. Finding that seam.
Coach Espinda putting in his lighter, quicker, faster crew. The defense and, offense. His last possession, Esteban gets both. Red Raiders jump on him with full court pressure. White in the middle of the court, got 5. 3 seconds left. He'll shoot a running desperation 3 that doesn't come close, and that'll do it. So Red Raiders able to claw back a little bit here at the end of the third. Cut it to a 5-point lead for Kaimuki, as we'll set things up for the fourth quarter. We'll be right back after this word from the Twin Fin. All right. Tears for Fears, keeping us warm in our air-conditioned lower gym here on the campus of Iolani School. Waiakea Water, Hawaiian Volcanic Water, sponsoring the hydration duties for the tournament. They have these cool, sleek bottles. Perfect size, little 16.9ers. Thank you, Waiakea Water. And we're underway here in the fourth. What has been a competitive and action-packed game. White, deep 3 early in the shot clock. Esteban into the middle. Rego, left wing, not going to make it. Pham comes up with it, and Lupika, has been the anchor, the rock for this Bulldog squad all morning. White again, pull-up jumper, can't get it. Maulolo put back, good. Maulolo with his 6th point of the game. White, 2 quick shots. Wow, big rebound here. Miri picks his pocket and is called for a foul. Coach Graydon Espinda, 30-second timeout.
Here's the dream. Never stop doing what you love. The choices you make now can keep the dream alive tomorrow. So you can live your life your way. We're here to help with a personalized approach to a healthier you. This is me. Hawaii Pacific Health.
Coach Espinda takes an early 30-second, gets his troops settled back in, nursing a 7-point lead here. Just a minute gone in the third. Kaimuki on top of the Red Raiders of Kauai, who open up in a straight-up man-to-man. White high post operating, has an advantage on Miri. Uses his quickness and draws another foul off of Miri. So White will go to the line for his 7th and 8th free throw of the second half. Certainly tell what White's MO was coming into the second half. He's been aggressive offensively, really putting the Red Raiders on their heels a little bit as he opens up the lead to 9. 8 for 9 from the line is White. Brown not close. Lupica, strong rebound, and Esteban will pester him full court. Brown, nice post defense, gets a steal. Esteban to the rack, can't convert, he's trying to draw contact. And looks like Reese Jenkins gets called for his 4th foul, and probably could have let that one slide. There's no advantage, but oh well. Maulolo on top. Red Raiders already with 3 quick fouls here. Not doing themselves any favors. White isoed on Brown. Looks like he has one thing on his mind. And converts a tough baseline pull-up. Timeout by the Red Raiders as the Bulldogs have now stretched the lead to 11 with 5:47 here to go in the game. This is a good example with these new rules where you have the bonus reset every quarter and you only have 5 fouls, after which you will have 2 free throws. And you know, this is the danger. We're talking about it earlier in the tournament about the pros and cons of this new setup. Well, if you have referees blowing touch fouls early in quarters that are seemingly innocuous and probably unnecessary, well, what you do is you create a situation where a team, especially trying to come back now, is up against it. Every time they're fouling, they're giving the other team free throws. So we'll see if the Red Raiders can stay away from that bonus for a little bit as they march their way to close this game out. Looks like Brown had it poked free. Maulolo's like, actually, no. Quizzical look at his face. He'll reset. Brown's like, I'll take it. 24 on the clock for the Red Raiders. Esteban inbounds to Jenkins. Holt, post entry pass to Holt. Fam double down, creates a turnover, and here comes Lupica. They really want to get White isoed because he certainly has, he's a pretty gifted, physically quick and strong player, so they really want to take advantage of it. Errant pass gets Jenkins to steal here, and Esteban knows the situation, pushing to the hoop, out of control. Smart no foul by the Bulldogs, and beautiful 2-man fast break game by the senior guards, White and Lupica. A lot of contact, no call. Back the other way. White will pull up with his jumper, and White has got it going. Just like that, it's a 15-point lead. Rego, early 3, and this is how you let a game slip away from you here. As the Red Raiders are quickly down 15. With White and company looking like they're not stopping anytime soon. Fam up top, 15 to shoot. Again, continuing to isolate White and try to take advantage of his athleticism and playmaking here. 5 seconds left, Lupika. And Holt gets called for poking the ball free here. That's the 4th team foul. With 4 minutes left in this quarter, it's his 2nd. Esteban keeping up the pressure on Lupika. Oh my heavens. Esteban in perfect guarding position just gets robbed and called for a block. And that's just how that goes sometimes.
Yeah, but, you know, Esteban, he's going to be a little smarter there too, because he's guarding a guy with the shot clock down 40 feet from the basket. And now he puts him at the line, like you said, for 2 shots. So you got to kind of balance risk versus reward. Do you risk a foul when the guy's not in a scoring threat position?
And also being cognizant of the officiating crew you have,
Yes.
how they've been calling the game, and I mean, no offense, but not exactly got the A team out here for the breakfast games, you know. So, but you know, it's on the player to figure it out, right? Like, right? It's hard, you know, as Malolo gets called for on the arm, and
especially, like you said, by the 4th quarter, you know, you might be surprised in the 1st quarter, 2nd quarter, but by this point in the game, 3 minutes, 41 seconds left, you should have a sense of how the game is being called and not take your chances, especially when it's, you know, 40 feet from the basket. There's no threat for the guy scoring there.
And, you know, also looking at what happened to White earlier in the game, as your opponent going, okay, they're going to call that kind of stuff. I need to adjust. And it's hard because, you know, these guys are playing, you know, guts to the wall.
That's one thing about Kauai. We've seen it 3 days now. They are relentless. I mean, they have one gear, and they don't downshift.
Hole gets 1 of 2.
But if they can somehow harness that energy and play under a little more control, I mean, you don't want to tamper that energy too much, because that's what you want. You want your guys aggressive, and look at this ball pressure here. Hold.
12 to shoot, back in the hands of White. He's got Yasutake soloed up here. Deep three, gets it. Excuse me, that was Keanu Inoue on the ball on the defense. Keanu Inoue from the left corner can't go, and White is finally himself here as he is the senior playmaker that the Bulldogs have been counting on.
You talk about his athleticism. He's a standout football player, wide receiver for Kaimuki. He caught 67 passes this season for 901 yards, 12 touchdowns, 13.4 yards a catch. I mean, he's a playmaker on the gridiron as well as the hardwood. And again, he's considered to be a college prospect.
Well, you don't have to rattle off his stats to me. I had him on fantasy team this year, and I actually won my pool off of his late season performances. So thank you there, Jeremiah. You didn't know there was OIA fantasy, huh?
But I tell you what, he's not a football player playing basketball. You can tell this kid, basketball, he's a pure basketball player with a lot of skills, a lot of basketball IQ, very graceful. You can tell he spent a lot of time on the court.
Well, now you're looking forward for the Bulldogs, and you're for the OIA. All right. These Bulldogs can be a lot to handle if Lupika and White, the 2 seasoned senior guards, who affect the game all 94 feet.
And like you said, you got a 6'4", 300-pound post Seal, who's you know a basketball player in his own right.
Exactly. 10 to shoot for the Bulldogs, and Esteban again. Cookie jar. 2 more free throws for White, and this is stat padding here time for the Bulldogs as the early bonus garners them frequent trips to the line, and well, you can't help but it's so tempting to reach in there and get the pumpkin, and they get punished for it as White converts. Here comes Barkley Gilman, who frankly I would think we'd see more of.
Yeah.
He brings so much to the table. Rego deep three.
Especially on defense, you know, he's got so much energy, he's so active.
Pika steadies it. 17-point lead here, just over 2 minutes. Sees a lane.
Wow.
And an and one.
Wow.
Strong finish. Dason Lupika.
Talk about a basketball player.
And that is a tough shot. Gilman's all over him. He did foul him at the end, but was able to maintain his poise and posture. Clean left-hand finish, and he'll convert.
That's what was impressive. I mean, he's a righty, but he went left naturally and put up a nice lefty bank shot.
Rego strong to the hoop. Maulolo will meet him up top, but he'll get called for the foul.
Kaimuki, number 33, Peter Maulolo. Shots, number 5, Josh Rego.
So Rego gets 2, taking advantage of his athleticism, knifing through the key like a twin fin through a wave. Can't convert the first. You're down 20 here with under 2 minutes. It looks bleak, so coach perhaps adjusting expectations a little bit, trying to get some little victories out of this end here. Tell you what, you know who's not going to stop is Barkley Gilman.
Yeah.
I'll have what he's having. I don't know what he had for breakfast, but good heavens. Red Raiders create a turnover. They're down 19. Gilman, why not? You earned it.
Yep.
Rego way up high for the board. Maulolo again. Maulolo gets all ball, but he'll get called for a foul here. And deja vu, Rego at the line, Maulolo foul. Just dribbles in there for Rego. I mean, if there is a way you're going to come back, clock stop and free throws, right? But might be a little too late for the Red Raiders as Shosei Kai Jr. checks in for the Red Raiders, and Esteban comes out, and that is a sign of a red flag usually. White flag, excuse me. Maulolo, nice athletic catch here out the foul. They're going to see if they can get a set. We got Neves Asuenga in for his first minutes, get him some run. White trying to use all of the clock here. He's got 12 to shoot, 1:10 on the game clock. Late play call here, on ball. Deep three by White, can't get it to fall. Rego, full speed ahead. To the left hand off the lip, can't quite get it to go. Guess who? Barkley Gilman. Out to Inoue.
Wow.
Great possession here for the Red Raiders. Pressure is on here, just under a minute. 14-point lead for the Bulldogs. And White will try to steady the ball here and draw on the foul. All right, he'll take 2 more.
But you gotta love, again, we've been saying it all day, the last couple days, Gilman's energy. You know, 14-point game, under a minute left, and this guy is nonstop, and he's around the ball. You know, if you're a guy who wants to get more minutes like him, that's the way to do it. I mean, he's
between him and Shosei Kai, throughout the tournament, they get in. I mean, you just kind of turn them loose for a couple of minutes, and they just create havoc. White can't get the second one to go. White's had 12 free throw attempts today. It's 10 for 12. Inoue going for a second three, can't get it. Rebound Maulolo. 25 left. White will try to just shake free here and close this one out as Bulldogs look to have a clean win here from wire to wire. It wasn't always a 15-point lead. Just kind of opened up late here, and White will just dance around and let the game end, and that's that. So final score for game 2 here at the Iolani Classic. It's the Kaimuki Bulldogs take care of the Red Raiders from Hawaii 70-55. As that game was, you're going to see that score later on. You're not going to really understand how close of a game it was. Red Raiders got within 2 and 3 much of that third quarter. They're only down 5 at the end of 3, and early ticky-tack fouls and the bonus coming into play, and certainly White's strong play with Lupika kind of closed the door on them. But hard-fought game and quality game for both teams, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how these teams develop over the course of the season, because they've got athletes, they got basketball players, they got stuff to clean up for sure, but if they can just clean that stuff up, value possessions a little more, the pieces are there on both sides.
So both teams will regroup. They'll be back in the morning, set tomorrow on the last day of the Classic. As they clear out, we set things up for our noon lunch break game. Nakoa from Kamehameha-Kapalama here on Oahu. They'll be on against the Mililani Trojans. And I mean, you talk about sometimes these preseason tournaments, sometimes you get little gifts, little nuggets of high quality games of teams you can anticipate perhaps seeing each other late in the season, perhaps in a state tournament play. This might be one of them.
Yes. Mililani for sure. Defending OIA runner-up, where they were in the state tournament last year. Kamehameha, younger team last year, but now they're a year older. Got some great size.
Yeah, lucky
guards.
I mean, it is fun to see. There is going to be some size on this court for this noon game. Kainoa Wade from the Warriors, 6'8" and change. But Mililani themselves, one of the longer teams in the OIA.
Kamehameha has not just height, but width. We talked about football prospects. Keep an eye on number 40 for Kamehameha, Malachi Lee. Just a sophomore, already had visits to Alabama and Georgia. 6'8", goes about 3 bills, but athletic. You know, he moves up and down. Got some minutes in there against Christ the King and did a good job.
Yeah, great personality too. I see that kid every day on campus, and he's always got a smile and a joke and a shout out for his fellow students. We joke around because we are of the larger footed peoples, and so we swap stories about where we get each other's shoes from. And race each other to the end of the rack at Ross's to see if we can get a pair. But on the other side, you have to start for the Trojans, who themselves have some size. That all starts with Timothy Dorn, the 6'7" sophomore. Sort of their anchor for their squad.
Yeah,
But
you know, it's not often that you find, it's usually the local teams that talk about the mainland teams' height and length. But when they played St. John Bosco Monday night, it was the Bosco coach talking about their length, which is very unusual. So that says something, that they've got mainland type height and length.
Yeah, alongside of him, you pair 6'5" Lauvai Pine, senior center, and they walk on the court, and then you have a problem immediately keeping them off the boards. You know, Dorn, especially is a elite shot blocker, especially for his age. So this will be fun to see how each team matches up their length and size. Both teams coming off of decent outings yesterday. The Trojans dropping a tough defensive battle to the two-time defending state champion Crusaders for St. Louis, while the Kamehameha Warriors had a game against the Bulldogs of Kaimuki that was pretty close. It ended up being by 9, but it was this single-digit game the entire time, and Warriors able to weather that storm.
Talk about the size, but even when you look at both teams' guards, so Roman Gabriel is listed as a guard / forward. He's 6'3". So, you know, he can help out on the boards and score inside as well. And on the Kamehameha side, we talked about their guards. So they got size inside, but they got an outside shooter, Nahiku Nahalea, who can hit it from deep. So we talked about how you opened up things for Kai Machida. Let's see if Wade and the other big man at Kamehameha can open things up for Nahalea.
I'd like to thank all the people and places and entities that make this thing happen. Of course, our title sponsor, Hawaii Pacific Health. Les Chun, my classmate, teammate, kind enough to put Hawaii Pacific Health in the mix in the center of this tournament. Thanks so much. Nike, Tony Dorado, and company, longtime partners of this now 39-year-old tournament. A lot of teams staying at the Twin Fin on Waikiki. They're a mango seeds throw from the beach. And hopefully the weather straightens out a little bit for some of our teams that enjoy just the family and coaches to get a little bit of weather there coming from cold environs. Also, coaches being decked out in Kahala wear. Kahala decking out our visiting coaches in top-notch aloha shirts. And walk around the facility here, you have Waiakea, volcanic water, ubiquitous, as they are the sponsor, covering all the hydration duties for the tournament. Twin Fin actually has more to it, just a great location and staff and facilities, but they also have in its lobby Tiki's Bar and Grill. Bill Tobin and company. We talked about it earlier, Wes. Great spot. Sit on the lanai, open air, wide view of the ocean, horizon, sunsets, live music. Great menu. We were there. They hosted the coaches mixer on Sunday night, where all the visiting coaches came to kind of chew the fat, make connections. Pilina time.
Yeah, we
So-
were mentioning during the break, you know, one of their headline entertainers is Ellsworth Simeona, who played for Kamehameha in this tournament. And we talk about the experience of these kids having, you know, going up against so-and-so, and you know, he's one of them. So you got guys who go on to other careers, you know, become attorneys, doctors, whatever, musicians. But this time of year, they'll think back, hey man, I remember the Iolani Classic. I remember playing against so-and-so from Fairfax, or so-and-so from Montrose Christian Flint Hill, you know. And he's one of them. He says, you know, each person that plays has their own little story about, and even if it's getting your shot blocked or getting dunked on, you know, you can laugh about it 20, 30 years later. Say, hey, yeah, I tried to guard that guy and he just dunked in my face.
Sure, and you know, and a lot of that comes to, you know, fruition in terms of actually literally giving back. I mean, a lot of these companies here were pitching in, you know, they have attached a lot of attachments, either personally playing in this, children playing in it, in Bill Tobin's case. Students are having grown up here. Forward Realty, Trevor Ben and Greg Anderson and the team at forward, and just straight up hoop heads. Pacific Risk Solutions, Tony Schmidt, biggest Oregon State Beaver fan you'll find in the world. You know, him chipping in.
Oh, his
Doc
son played here
Mubishi
too.
and, you know, his longtime connection to this, obviously, to this, you know, this tournament, Nature Messe. So you see these nice banners, clean banners all over the gym here, reminding us of that this thing doesn't happen on its own. I see Big Boats Inc. Good old Big Boats.
Is Kelly McGill still a partner with Tiki's? So Kelly was one of the founders of Tiki's, former UH lineman, longtime supporter of high school athletics. Used to recondition football helmets every offseason. But yeah, you mentioned there's a lot of people behind the scenes, may not be visible to the general public when they think of high school sports, but they're there. They're always there supporting. Kudos to them.
Island Flooring, ACW Insurance, the group there. First Insurance Hawaii. That's Onua Waterworks. Love that word. I've always liked that word, Waterworks.
Hardware Hawaii, they've done a lot around the island.
That's where I go. So, last night, exciting quarterfinal action, culminating with our Alakai Executive Search Slam Dunk Contest. Jameer Jones out of Oak Ridge High taking home the title. That's elite company in years past. They're taking home the title for the Oak Ridge Pioneers, and they're actually pretty, the top three dunkers, pretty legit. Thomas and Tillery and Jones there. You know, they could have had their own little highlight show as is. All right, well, we got 3 minutes left. We're gonna hand things over. Carter Uechi's taking over the, pardon me. Oh. Sardine Shimamoto's here. Better get out of here and give him back his mic. But for Carter Uechi, West Nakam, I'm Kevin Scanton. We'll see you all down the road. Please come down. Plenty of hoops left here at the 2023 Iolani Classic, presented by Hawaii Pacific Health. See you soon.